Unlike the silence in my classroom around Mother's Day, as we used to be closed for summer vacation, Father's Day always had a special place in my classroom. Every year, I delved into the rich history of Father's Day with my students, exploring how we could make it truly meaningful. One year stands out vividly in my memory when I shared a heartwarming tale of a father's love for his children. The story resonated deeply with my students, igniting a spark of curiosity in them. They eagerly began hunting for captivating stories of paternal love and heroism, turning our classroom into a hub of inspiring stories. Each story they uncovered was like a treasure, showcased proudly for all to see. Among the plethora of stories, 5 gems shine brightly in my recollection, their impact enduring through the years. And I'm going to share them with you as a tribute to all the dads in my audience. The first story is about a dear, respected ex-President of India, late Dr. Abdul Kalam's father. It's an inspiring story. When Dr. Kalam was a kid, his mom used to cook food for them. One night in particular, when his mom had made dinner after a long, hard day's work, she placed a plate of sabzi and burnt roti in front of his dad. Young Kalam was waiting to see if anyone noticed the burnt roti, but his dad just ate his roti and asked Kalam how was his day at school. He didn't remember what he told his father that night, but he did remember hearing his mom apologizing to his dad for the burnt roti. And Dr. Kalam could never ever forget what his father replied. His father said, "I love burnt roti." Later that night, Kalam went to say goodnight to his dad and asked him if he really loved his roti burnt. His father wrapped him in his arms and said, "Your mother put in a long, hard day at work today and she was really tired. And besides, a burnt roti never hurts anyone, but harsh words do. You know, life is full of imperfect things and imperfect people. Even I am not the best. In fact, I'm hardly good at anything." This was a lesson young Kalam remembered all his life. Lovely story, isn't it? Abraham Lincoln once said, "The best thing a man can do for his children is to love and respect their mother." For sons, a father who loves and respects their mother gives them a model of how to treat women. And for daughters, it shows them how men should treat her. My next story is about a single dad who learned to stitch so that he could make the traditional dress for his daughters. This is the story of Diego Ramirez, who lived in Guatemala with his 3 teenage daughters. He had been raising his daughters alone for 10 years since his wife passed away. While he was able to provide for all their needs, he still worried if they would suffer without their mom. In their culture, it is traditional for a mother to make for her daughter a huipil. That's a special blouse adorned with intricate beaded and brightly colored embroidery of birds and flowers. The huipil is a part of a young woman's identity, with each having unique patterns of tiny figures that often relate to protection or survival. Diego taught himself the technique and patterns, with each blouse taking him over 20 hours of careful stitching to finish. Some men in the community made fun of him, considering this to be out of step with the macho culture. But he didn't listen to them and continued to embroider late into the evening after his work and all the housework was done. The result was nothing short of magical. When Diego presented the Hui pills to his daughters, their eyes lit up with pride and joy. Each stitch was a testament to his love, dedication, and determination to keep their cultural heritage alive. Diego's efforts ensured that his daughters felt their mother's presence and the strength of their family traditions. Diego's story reminds us that love transcends traditional roles and societal expectations. By embracing the art of embroidery, he not only honored his wife's memory but also empowered his daughters with a sense of identity and belonging. I love this story. The next story is about Mr. Donny Ho, who lived in Singapore. When his daughter was 3 years old, she showed symptoms of liver failure. Her skin turned jaundiced and she slept for over 22 hours a day, only waking up for essential activities. This led to a critical situation where she needed a liver transplant, receiving part of her mother's liver. While initially successful, 2 years later, his daughter Charmaine, her body started rejecting her mother's liver. As a result, Mr. Ho faced a daunting challenge. As mother couldn't donate again due to medical restrictions, he was determined to do everything possible to save his daughter's life. Despite being told he was not healthy enough for surgery due to obesity, Mr. Ho embarked on a rigorous journey. You know what he did? He hit the gym, shed 16 kilograms in just 2 months, and underwent the operation that ultimately saved his daughter's life. Reflecting on that important moment, Mr. Ho shared, when she emerged from the second transplant, when his daughter emerged, it was like she was waking up from a long sleep. She looked refreshed and vibrant. That moment made all the sacrifices worth it. Mr. Ho's unwavering dedication and sacrifice are a testament to the extraordinary lengths a father will go for his child. His story is a reminder of the profound love and resilience within a parent's heart, driving them to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Charmaine's recovery not only brought joy to the family, but also serves as an inspiring example of the incredible bond between a father and his child, motivating them to defy odds and conquer challenges together. Did you like this story? It's a true story. My next story, all of the stories are true stories. The next story is about a Chinese man who has been reunited with his son after a 24-year search that saw him travel over 5 lakh kilometers on a motorbike across the country. Go Gang Tang's son had been snatched away by human traffickers in front of their home in the province of Shandong. His son was just 2 years old. After his son was kidnapped, Mr. Go reportedly traveled to more than 20 provinces around the country on the back of a motorbike chasing tip-offs. In the process, he broke bones in traffic accidents, even encountered highway robbers. In this process, he used 10 motorbikes which got damaged one by one. He carried around banners with his son's picture on them. He's said to have spent his entire life savings on this mission, sleeping under bridges and begging for money when he ran out of cash. He also became a member of Missing Persons Organization in China and helped at least 7 other parents reunite with their kidnapped children. After 24 years, he was miraculously reunited with his son. According to China's Ministry of Public Security, the police were able to trace the son's identity using DNA testing. The two kidnappers were later tracked down and arrested. This story of Mr. Guo Gangtang, reunited with his son after decades, is both heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. I hope you like it. My last story is of a dad named Dick Hui. His son Rick was born with cerebral palsy, which severely limited his muscle control. Many doctors encouraged the Huits to send Rick to an institution, deeming him a vegetable. However, his parents noticed that Rick's eyes followed them around the room, giving them hope that he could communicate someday. Then the parents took Rick to Children's Hospital in Boston every week, where a doctor encouraged them to treat Rick just like any other child. Rick's mother, Judy, she spent hours teaching him the alphabet with sandpaper letters and labeling every object in the house. In a short time, Rick learned the alphabet. At age 11, after efforts by his parents, Rick was fitted with a computer that enabled him to communicate. It became clear that Rick was intelligent and he was able to soon attend public school for the first time. When he was in school, Rick asked his father one day if they could participate in a race together to benefit a paralyzed sports player at his school. Despite being a retired lieutenant colonel and not a runner, his father agreed. After the race, Rick said, "Dad, when I'm running, it feels like I'm not handicapped." This statement sparked a new journey for the father and son duo. Dick began training daily, pushing a bag of cement in Rick's wheelchair while his son was at school. His dedication paid off, and he achieved a personal record of a 5-kilometer run in 17 minutes while pushing Rick. From 1977 to 2016, this father-son duo competed in 1,130 events, including 72 marathons and 6 triathlons. During the triathlons, the father pulled Rick in a boat for the swim, rode with Rick on a specially designed bike for the cycle portion, and pushed Rick in his wheelchair for the run. On April 21st, 2014, the father duo completed the final Boston Marathon together. A bronze statue in their honor stands near the marathon starting point with a plaque reading, "Yes, you can." This story is a powerful testament to the strength of a father's love and determination. Dick's unwavering commitment to his son shattered barriers and inspired countless others to believe in the power of perseverance and unconditional love. Their legacy continues to motivate and uplift people around the world, showing that with love and dedication, anything is possible. As we wrap up these heartwarming tales of fatherly love and dedication, it's clear that fathers have an incredible impact on our lives. So let's take a moment to appreciate and celebrate the fathers and father figures in our lives. Share these stories with your own family and friends. Let's continue to inspire each other with the remarkable power of a father's love. Before I take your leave, happy Father's Day to all the dads watching my video. Thank you for joining me today on this journey through these inspiring true stories. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more uplifting content. Stay inspired, stay connected, and I'll see you in my next video.